Well, tomorrow I'm at Southfield Reservoir. I haven't fished a match there now for probably, I bet it's about a year. I've only been there a couple of times. I've done a couple of coaching sessions there. But what the great thing is about social media and the Southfield, the New Fish page there that Mick Axon and Andy Renton organise, I've been able to have a look at the results over the past matches. There were a match there on Wednesday, and there's been match results on there all the time, so I've managed to do a bit of research and find out how it's been fishing. I thought you'd appreciate on this occasion me just giving you a night before look at what I expect from the match tomorrow. Obviously I'm quite familiar with the venue, and obviously all that experience will hopefully stand me in good stead, but obviously through those match reports and things I've been able to see how people have been catching, what kind of fish they've been catching, what stamp they are, and a lot of people have talked about the ranges that they've been catching on as well. So my plan tomorrow, what's it going to be? I'm going to keep it really simple, because I'm obviously spent any time on the water recently or anything. I can only really go on the information I've seen in the match results and what I'm confident in from past results. I'm going to go down a 2-rod route. I'm going to set 3 rods up, but one of them is literally going to be a get out of jail rod that I hope I'm not going to be using. Now the main line that I've seen, or from reading results, the main line has been, it's around between 45 and 55 metres, you know, that's the main line, and you know, that's not uncommon for Southfield, so that's going to be the main line. I'll tell you what, let's do it school teacher style. 48 metres, that's my peg, so my main line is going to be 48 metres there. Okay, so obviously with the setup that I'm going to use on that, which is going to be the 3.6 XC class, which is the rod that you've seen me use a lot, 3.6 metres, which is 12 foot. You'll probably not see the graphics very well on there, but I'm going to use that. That's going to be the main line. I'm going to couple that with a 5,000 reel. A 5,000 reel, this is obviously the Aquas 5000, coupled with a 12 foot rod is absolutely brilliant. You know, it's just suited perfectly. You know, the balance and everything is just right. I'm going to be using 010 submerged braid, as always. Some people, even some of the top anglers, don't use braid at Southfield. Part of that reason is because it's so shallow, it's only that deep. I love braid on that line anyway, so I'm going to go down that route. The next line I'm going to be fishing is shorter than that, 3.3 metre, which is 11 foot, and this is the rod that I'm going to use. I don't want to come in too short. I've heard that people have been catching fish on a pole line, but a lot of them have been small fish. I don't want to come in too short because I think it's just a little bit too risky. You know, it can be a little bit hit or miss, and I don't want to go down that avenue. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to halve that distance. If I'm fishing 2 lines, I don't like to keep them too close anyway. So that line is going to be 24 metres, and that's that line there. The third rod that I'm going to have with me is going to be the 4 metre Horizon, and that's coupled with a Horizon 6000 reel. Again, it's got braid on it, and as you can imagine, this rod is purely for going past this range. So that's it. The other rod is for going much further out than that, and I don't want to go down that route because, you know, if anyone's doing that and that's the only way we can catch, I think we're in trouble, so I don't want to do that. So I'm going to kick off at 48 metres, feed both these lines at the start. I'm going to start at 48 metres and then rotate them. Simple as that. The great thing with Southfield is, as you know, left and right, certainly if you're on the long bank, you can see what's happening either side of you, so that helps you make decisions during the match. Mix wise, I've got to stick with my old faithful. Like I say, I haven't spent any time on the water, so I can't, you know, make any massive decisions as regards mix. The only thing I'm going to do is stick with a mix that I'm 100% confident in on this venue, and that is Special G Green and Carr. That is it. I'm not going to mix anything else with them, just mix these 50-50. Mix them dry tonight and then mix them on the bank when I get to the peg in the morning. Can't wait to get on the bank. I haven't been out on a match for, you know, 2 or 3 weeks. I'm straining at the leash, so let's just hope the draw bag is going to give me a good chance. Bit of a deja vu moment. I've drawn the same peg that I drew in this qualifier last year, which I'm pretty sure is the last time I fished a match here, so There we go, I obviously know where I'm going. It's peg 72, it's at the top end. There's no platforms up there, so I'm going to be down the bank, but I don't think it's too uncomfortable. I'm going to go to the top car park, just because, you know, it'll be a bit, I think I'm just about the last one to draw, so there'll be lots of vehicles down the lane. I don't think it's going to change anything as regards my approach that I plan. In this match last year, I did catch some fish in the last hour, very close, and when I say very close, probably about 12 or 15 metres. But I'm not going to put that line in today. I'm going to stick to the plan that I've got, and you know, and just stick with it. I think I've got Joe Farrell on peg 70, so I think he's on my left. I've heard the wind's blowing down into that end. Whether that's right or not, I don't know, because as you can see, I'm still on my way to the venue, so if that is the case, that could help. But I'm just hoping it is, you know, there's a bit of a chop on it, just to break it up, get that water moving round. So as regards approach, I'm going to stick to exactly what I planned last night. Well, that rain's coming as well now. It's just a couple of minutes before the off. Quick look down the section for you. Down there on the end peg we've got Will Freeman, he's on the end. We've got Glenn Lawrence down there, Flemo's down there, and the wind's blowing right the way down. We've got Joe's two to my left is Joe Farrell. Like I said, that wind's switched round now, it's straight in his face. A little bit of colour in it as well, so hopefully this wind, you know, the tow and everything is just obviously going to push some fish down this end. First angler in this zone, I've just been told. Neil Mallinson's down to my left as well. Tom Pickering's down there somewhere. Mick Axon, I think he's the first peg in this zone. I think, I'm not sure, but so that's way down to the left. 20 pegs on here covers quite a lot of ground, you know, but I think we're pretty sure that somewhere within those 20 pegs there's going to be some fish. So let's just hope there's going to be a few in this peg. Well, we've certainly got a wind on it like what we wanted. It's actually turned now, it's actually blowing into our bank, so I've kept the same ranges that I talked about. Just two line approach, third rod set up, like I say, hopefully I won't need to use that. It's towing quite a bit as we expected. So I'm going to put 3 in on that long line and then 4 on that short line. And then just feel my way into it and just keep an eye open, you know, what's happening left and right. Just kind of gauge where I am in the section, whether I've got to change or not. So there's a wind on it, so hopefully there's going to be some fish passing through the peg at some stage. up. 2 red worms and a single red maggot. Not a big fish, but great start. Up to the first hour and we've got 1 fish about £1, a couple of small roach. Actually struggling with small fish at the minute. There's lots of small roach there, can't put a maggot on, or even red worm, they're just ragging the bait. Mark on my right's got a couple of net fish and 3 or 4 small fish as well. Lad on my left just had 1. And Joe Farrell the other side of him, I think he's lost one about £1.5. And that's it really. So I'm still in it with this little bit here. In fact, Joe's just netted a fish now. I think it's a hook bait issue, I'll be honest with you. There's that many small fish there, so I've just put a bigger hook bait on now just to try and deter those small fish and find out if there are any better fish there, because I'm not going anywhere at the minute. Still on that 48 metre line, I'm not gone short yet. Well, it's really slow at the minute. I've now got 4 net fish. They're not big fish, but they're bigger than, you know, the biggest of the fish I've seen in this area. Just heard that Tommy Pickering down to my left has got 5 net fish. That might be the best down there. And we've heard that Will Freeman on the MPEG might have £7. So I need better fish. That was my first chuck on that long line, so maybe rotating is definitely the way to go today. So got to get some better fish.
it's halfway stage. Going nowhere at the minute. I've got 5 net fish, but they're only small net fish, which is good for these few pegs here, but you know, word is Will Freeman's catching on the end peg. Somebody said he'd got 6 or 7 pounds, £7 I think it was. That's over an hour ago, so the way it is at the minute, I just can't see where I'm going to get some fish from. I've gone short, I've not caught a fish short at all. I've been on it 4 times now. Just gone back out long and had a really long cast. You know, it was about 15 minutes or something, and I got a fish, but it was only about 8 ounce. Just can't see at the minute where a run of fish is going to come from. I'm not changing anything at the minute, purely because I'm not quite sure what to change. So I'm just going to stick with this on this long line for a little bit longer, just to see if we can get a run of fish. I've got to admit, it just feels like a lottery at the minute. Everyone's just sat waiting for bites, and I didn't want to be doing that. I want to be doing something different, just if we can find some fish, but I'm just going to try this for a little bit longer, and then might look at trying to trigger a bite just through a period of activity or something, just trying to get an extra couple of fish. But at the moment I'm just sat waiting now, and I don't like it. Well, I've no idea if you can hear me, because this wind's really got up and it's changed direction slightly. Might have about £7, £8 now. Less than 2 hours left. Mick Viles has just walked past and said Will Freeman's pretty much on what he was on before, which is £6.5, £7, so he's obviously stopped catching up on the end peg. We've heard there's a lad down there next to Tommy who's got about £8, so sounds very, very close. I think I'm on the best method now. Nobody's really catching, it's just odd fish. People are sat waiting ages for bites. So I'm on that long line, nailed it down, it's towing. Just fishing for a better stamp of fish now. Through the section, no one's catching. I think if I carry on doing what I'm doing, I might catch 1 or maybe 2 more fish. But I get the feeling that I probably need 3 or 4 fish to stand a chance of winning this zone. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to feed this longer line, try and set it up rather than just stick on it and try and catch 1 or 2. I think I need 3 or 4 fish, I'm sure. So I'm going to fish this out and then set it up with some feed, and then come on my short line, give it about 15 minutes, and then go back on it and hopefully try and get a run of fish. Set that line up at 2 in 2 chucks now. Don't know if it'll continue. If not, Let's try setting it up again. Joey Farrell's just had 2 or 3 fish, so he's back in the hunt. Every fish counts now. About 3 minutes left. I've just hooked another one. I've just had one about £3, biggest fish of the day. We'll make sure I'll land this. Don't think I'll have time to get another one. I've no idea if I've done enough, I'll be honest with you. I might be a fish or 2 short, if not. A bit annoyed at myself because I haven't fished to how I like to fish on here, which is quite active. I've only done that the last hour and a half, and the pegs just come alive, and I've had a better stamp of fish as well. But so yeah, I'm just going to do that now because I've got the scales. I've got to weigh these 10 pegs in. So Joe Farrell's had a few of that last hour and a half. His fish brilliant, it really ticked over nicely, and you know, he's had a few fish as well. We've heard Will Freeman's had a couple more fish on the M peg. And we've heard that the lad next to Tommy, who had £8 early on, we heard he's got about £12. So going to get packed up, get these lads weighed in, and obviously all the ifs and buts will be put to bed then, because we'll know exactly what the result is. We've even got the Australian contingent all the way from Australia.
Yeah, and I've watched every video as well.
You've watched every video? We're going to have to get some bass fishing done, aren't we, for you guys?
Barramundi.
Barramundi, right. Just come off the bank, and it's not actually been confirmed, but it looks like my £17 won the zone and qualified for the final. Obviously I hope that's right. Joe Farrell's done brilliant. He's ended up with £14. He's had lots of small fish, but he's made a couple of changes for that last 2 hours. See you lads, good luck. Yeah, Joe, he's done brilliant. He's ended up with £14. Will Freeman had a little bit more than what we expected. He's had a good spell late on. He's been roached out, believe it or not. Some lads have been sat struggling for bites, and Will's, you know, he's caught loads of roach. So he's ended up with £15. So that's the second best weight in that top section, and possibly the second best weight in the whole zone. The lad next to Tommy, Tom Pickering, that we heard had got £8 early on. I think he's weighed about £14, I think. So just heading back to the headquarters now, go and find out what the official result is, and find out if it's going to be another trip to Bough Beech.
Section A, Max Stevens, £21 one. Thank you. Section B, Matt Billy. Section C, John Goodwin.
Hey!
Awesome! £14 one. We thought you'd gone on because you'd had a good idea. It's only a triple D for. Section D, with £20 1 ounce, Gordonson.
Well done!
Section E, oh, this will be an happy car going on. Chris Stevens, 14.9.
Well done!
And Section F, with 17.15, Jamie Allison.
Well done,
Well done. Right, your overall 5th place, Kevin Hall with 21.5. Fourth, come a long way this lad, Darren Davis, £24.3. Well done. Third, win one soon, Derek Willen, 27.8. Second today with 27.9, Vodka Hall. And your match winner, with a fantastic way actually, brilliant performance, 41.14 is Chris Greenside. So obviously, Chris is one of your qualifiers. Your second qualifier is Rob Hall with 27.9. And your third qualifier, the ever consistent Jamie Anderson.
Thanks, Jamie.
I need you three outside for a photograph if you don't mind. But before we do, I'd just like to thank Mick and Andy who's not here, because they always run a great match here. They do a lot of work for the Masters. So if you just put your hands together for these lads.